whatever. What's up, guys? Happy New Year's Eve to anyone, to everyone, and yeah. Get into the.
Once upon a time, Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. But then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods, midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Reynardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
Okay, so this sounds interesting. I'm playing as a fox, I think. I don't know. And I'm gonna take a while. Let's just say awkward. 3, 2, 1, awkward silence. Awkward, yep. Quite a bit. Oh, well, there, oh, there it goes. Oh. Oh, we got some music.
The kid was looking down, watching his city burn. "Sorry, kid," Reynardo told the kid. "Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone." "My mother died for this book!" Oh, damn it. The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So Reynardo had to run after him.
So it's top down. Protect Peter. Peter can go suck my nard.
The two Ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner, which probably was what was in their tiny brains. "Hey," Reynardo said. They cocked their heads at him. "Pick on someone as ugly as you." Wait, that didn't come out right. "For the Emperor!" The Ravens cawed and rushed at him.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
A dropship flew overhead. He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
Hold to grab. Aim.
Oh, right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship Docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. "Who let you through? Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels, or I'm gonna steal your ship." "I'm not taking the damn book anywhere, and neither are you." "Try and stop me," laughed the kid. "I bet you don't even have a hero sword." And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot, but he had guts. Where was Reynardo going to get a hero sword? license? That sounds about right. Perfect.
Well, that's dope. Hero sword.
A hero sword. QED.
Void blade. Oh, I like this one.
This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Renado's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And then the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid.
Hold on, guys.
He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him. How'd you get across? The hook! I hopped, said the kid. Wise-ass kid. Hey, look out behind you! Cute, said Renato. Oh, ravens. It was time to talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and chase the kid down. Thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. Damn it. Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills.
A random asshole to just come out of nowhere. Yeah, whatever. Oh, yeah. Looks like a simple little...
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Dash, combo, time, combat, health, status. No. That's stuff. So far, this game is actually really
There was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kestra run in 12 furlongs. Well, so the salesman had told him.
Oh,
And
that's
something
a
told
funny
him
joke.
The kid was about to walk into an ambush. Stop! He shouted. I'm not giving you the book! Shouted the kid, and took off. No! Peter! But the kid ran for it. And a goggler nailed him with its eye beam.
Freaking retard.
The book was unburned. Next to it
The
were
hell?
the buckles from the kid's shoes, and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Renato picked up the book. he couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
I like his skin.
What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out. All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur, and now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. "Where are you running, rebel?" cawed the Raven captain over the loud hailer. Renato could see them cranking up their catapults. "Just going out for milk?" Renato yelled back. "Where can you run?" laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. "Take us to the rebel base, and we'll spare your life!"
What's up, Sam?
The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven. A sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes.
Oops, shit.
The rebellion was out of time. Unless Renato could bring a game-changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Sky Ripper?
Oh shit, I get to choose? You can't make new old friends. Rebellion was out of time and not need game changer. Which one should pick? Told gods were indeed the game changer. Who spirit into pretty pieces many years ago, not a build it. I'm gonna go with this one.
Every child knew about the Sky Ripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon? It was more than Renato could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it.
More awkward silence. More awkward silence. Now we got music.
As he set foot on the island, Renato could not help but feel a tinge of guilt. He'd left Lapino behind. He hoped the Mad Rabbit had somehow escaped the Ravens. He hoped they hadn't eaten him. If they had, he hoped they hadn't eaten him alive. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
Oh my God.
There were a lot of shiny, smooth, curved with leather, buckles, and kind of smelled, you know what? Never mind. Yes, there was also ore and other useful stuff. Let's focus on that, shall we?
What else was in that chest, dude? Build this for next. So we'll have to find gems. Ow.
Didn't your mother tell you it's rude to stare? Snapped Renato, a little smug.
I'm getting the hang of it. But if I wanted to play a top-down stealth game, I would just freaking got invisible.
The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the Lost Gods, thousands of thousands had died. But Renato had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one. Renato's blood was up. He just needed to smash something.
It was very self-aware. Combat in this game is actually very smooth.
Renato felt ready to take on new powers.
But it just gets harder throughout. Trees around the Sky Ripper. Yeah. If you guys want to go back and watch that, you can. I don't care. I'll just skip through the... I'll skim through most of the stuff. Ow.
Sleep tight, thought Renato.
Shit. Jesus. I have died.
Can't we just agree to disagree? Said Renato. No? Firewalls only let you through if they think you're hot enough.
Oh, funny joke. Very funny.
Who needed bridges anyway?
What? Not understanding. I just can grab anyone quickly. I'm gonna see next time.
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember. There it was. Skyripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Skyripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
Hold on. Wait 1 second, guys. Okay. You know what?
Renato asked himself why he changed course to confront Zenobia. He'd no idea. Sometimes he would just do things, and he could never figure out why he'd done them. Usually, they worked out. After all, he was a hero.
I love how self-aware this game is. It's actually pretty funny. It is really cool. Holy shit. Check out my stream, dude. Oh. Sorry about that, guys. I needed to check something real quick. Something tells me that
the truth is, though, he wanted to see her, wasn't it? It had been a dozen years since Swordfu School. He'd followed every rumor about her, every scrap of news. Not that he still loved her. After all, she was his enemy. No, it was solely because know your enemy. But it would be great to see her, even if they faced off across sword points, as they'd done so many times at school. The world was a less interesting place without her.
Rabbits and ravens.
Here we go. Hero sword. Ice wall. Ice cube.
Fucking eyeball.
These things could really use a hand. Reynardo wasn't entirely sure how he was going to capture Zenobia. She'd be expecting him. And he didn't have Lapino to cook up a clever plan. Why was it again that he hadn't got the core? This burning sword from the south was terrific for barbecuing sausages and ravens.
That's cool.
Reynardo had been the terror of the sandcastles when he was 2.
Back immediately when the previous attack hits to land a perfect strike. Damage. Reynardo slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. Where were her guards? Finally,
He reached her bedroom. She was curled up on her bed. Oh, he'd forgotten how beautiful she was.
That's creepy.
How sleek. How soft. He tapped her on the shoulder with his sword. She vanished. And he suddenly noticed he couldn't move except his mouth. In fact, Sudi couldn't keep his mouth shut. He told Zenobia everything. Skyripper, the rebellion plans, even where the secret rebel base was, until he was hoarse. It was some kind of truth spell. A talky truth spell. She called her father by farce. But why didn't he get the core? Croaked the far speaker in Sound Zenobia. That makes no sense. It's a trap, shouted the Emperor. I'll meet you at the outpost, and I'll bring my interrogators. If Reynardo came face to face with the Emperor, maybe he could assassinate him. But maybe it would be smarter and safer to turn Zenobia against her father. What are you doing? Asked Zenobia. Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? He asked her. She shook her head. He told her. His Majesty wanted to bring the lost gods back. They could make him an eater of souls, an immortal. But to seal his bargain with them, he needed a sacrifice. Someone who truly loved him. She was stunned. Furious. You're lying. Under a true spell? It's a trick. You can't prove that. Take me to the observatory, and I will.
Hey, got it.
What kind of proof could you possibly have? She said as they landed on the Nexus.
Dude,
Your
what is
father
with her
ritually
eye?
sacrificed a village. And he left witnesses? The scientists resurrected one. Well, it's not really alive, but it can talk. A true witness. She frowned. The dead can't lie. Well, I bet they could. They just don't have any reason to. She nodded grimly. You go on ahead. I don't want the Ravens to see me.
Music was pretty good too.
He was sort of yanking his own shape, wasn't he?
Death becomes you. Wind essence.
He wasn't that good. Yet. Reynardo was remembering all his old tricks, and some new ones. Now, he really ought to ask for a raise.
Defense reflex. Slow down time.
chest was really horrible. Get it?
Oh man, dumb jokes. Yeah. Mr. Krabs.
She caught up with him. She seemed troubled. All right, out with it, he said. He sent his ravens to search for an ancient crystal. Something called the Iblis Stone. Iblis. Isn't he one of the lost gods? He shivered. A stone dedicated to one of the lost gods. Oh, that could give great power. But what would the god demand in return? The Emperor had learned enough secrets from Reynardo to crush the rebellion. It will be a fair trade if the scientists could convince Zenobia to change sides. If I craft a sword now, it's going to be really short. The way they stayed back and lobbed pain and death from a distance. Cowards. Really dangerous, effective cowards. Oh, they really ought to put a railing on this thing, he thought. The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The ravens had burned the reanimated witness to cinders. Reynardo was stunned. There goes my proof. These were scientists, not rebels, Zenobia said, upset. Why would he do this? I don't know. Let's go to the fleet and ask him. Yes. I'll meet you on the mountains. There's something I have to get first. But could he afford to meet her in the mountains? He'd given the Empire the location of the secret rebel base. They would need rescuing.
Mm. Guys, which one should I do? I'm not sure. Pick in the chat which one. Meet the bitch on the mountains or go to the base. Which one should I do? Up to you guys. I don't know, man. I really should have got that core, but I'm like, fuck it. I might as well just replay it again.
Why was he going to meet up with her? Wasn't it more important to rescue the Rebel Council from the almost certain Imperial attack? Why was he in this war anyway? Was it really to fight the good fight, or did he just want to see her again? One of these days, Renato thought, I should really figure out my motives before I pounce. Nah. Was it true? Was he on this adventure just to see Zenobia again? The Imperial heir was not an easy cat to see. Well, she'd ignored all his Kwanzaa gifts. And on the other paw, trying to get a date by joining a war against your intended was, let's say, pretty optimistic. But on the back paw, thought Renato, yes, it sounded exactly like him. Good. I'm so glad we had this little chat, he told himself. This really didn't have much in the way of safety features, did it? There were a lot of dead ravens along the side of the road. Someone had rampaged through here on a killing spree. What had Zenobia gone to get? He had a chilling feeling. He could recognize her blade work in the wounds of the dead birds. Why had she killed them? Surely her father's soldiers were no threat to her.
God damn, we still going up.
Renato wondered idly if people who had built these poles had really, really long tentacles. He reached the summit, expecting no one. there she was, steaming, pacing. "I'm gonna kill him," she said. "I'm gonna kill all his ravens, and then him, and then his family, and all the eggs and tadpoles. And then I'm gonna burn down their pond." "Did you go and get the Iblis stone?" "You see, all these ravens I killed. So much power." "Are you feeling normal? Because you seem a little bloodthirsty." "Yes, obviously it wants blood. Demons always want blood." "You really want power from a demonic rock?" You want the stone, don't you?" Not really." "Good. I'd rather not have to kill you." He told her he loved her, that he wouldn't let the Iblis stone take her, even if he had to die for it. Well, he planned to tell her. Now didn't seem like the right time. She'd probably cool off in a bit. So he let her get in her ship and fly off. He rushed back to the Farfarer and followed her, keeping a healthy distance. Zenobia's ship was just visible through the clouds ahead. How could he reason with her? But he had to. The rebels were down for the count. No wonder. He'd betrayed the location of their base, and then he'd abandoned them. And if she became Empress while she was in the grip of the Iblis stone, if she became Empress by murdering her father, she could still be a great Empress. But she could also be a nightmare Empress. She had to be stopped.
Oh, it's just all of this shit because I didn't go get the fucking core. I should have got that thing, dude. I shouldn't have done the other option.
There were more dead ravens along his path, some of them wounded in the back. He knew she could have easily talked her way past them, or clouded the little tiny raven brains with a spell. She was going out of her way to kill everything in her path. This wasn't Zenobia, not as he knew her. Hoped his hook didn't break.
Oh, shit.
Once, he found a Superman issue #1 in mint condition in a jar he'd broken. He planned to keep breaking things until he had the whole series. So much. It was time to turn it into something he could use. felt a little better.
Well, I've been playing for a while, so I'm actually gonna stop right here. It's finished tomorrow or something. So if you guys like this, I'll play more. If you didn't, I don't know. So catch you guys later. Like, subscribe, comment. Do it in that order. You can do it in any order you want to, but you can do it. I mean, it doesn't matter. So peace out, people of the. I don't know.